Hi everyone, and welcome to this video. I'm so glad you clicked on it. I know that you are here because you really are looking for that ticket for liberation and for freedom. This is telling me that you are looking at ready to write a resignation letter. And what my hope is that by showing you mine and explaining how I broke it apart and the language that I chose to use will be like a hand in yours to give you encouragement to take this step. I want you to know that you're not alone, that there's been other people in your position. I know that there's a lot of emotions of fear and worry, scared, anxiety, just all of those feelings that we don't like feeling. And I am living proof to tell you that it's gonna be okay after you finally pull yourself out of this position, this career. You will feel life again. You will feel the flexibility and the happiness and the joy of doing the things that you want to do, that you just aren't finding that time right now because work is just overflowing, the emotions are brewing, and self-care has never been more important, but it's still just not enough. Then this is for you. This video, a resignation letter, is your next step. So I'm really happy that you clicked on this video again, and let's get into it. Let's take a look at my resignation letter. All right, so we are up close and personal to my resignation letter, and let's start at the top. I have 5 parts. Part 1, we have kind of like the formal heading. So you want your first name, your last name. You want to have a space in between the next lines that you're going to write for your address, and then another space. So enter, yeah, enter, yeah, 2 enters. And then you're going to put the date that you are writing this resignation letter. And if you have to come back to writing this, it doesn't all have to be done in one day. It took me across actually like a couple of drafts across a week, and then I had a friend look at it to edit it. Anyways, in your own timing, whatever that is, maybe you're going to blast this out ASAP and you won't need to do all of that like I did. After that, after the date, still in the formal heading part, you're gonna wanna put principal so-and-so, so the name of your principal, and then the address of your school. Then do another enter, so that you have a space in between. You're gonna put dear principal so-and-so. All right, now we're getting into part 2. Okay, so the next part, I'm calling this like the action sentence or sentences, and mine says, due to the pandemic and personal reasons, because it was both for me, I will be resigning from my position as a 2nd grade teacher at school on the date that you'll be finished, effective in 30 days from this date. My contract, and you'll have to look at yours, required that I gave 30 days notice, not 2 weeks, not 3, but 30 days. I planned this around the time where Christmas break would take up about 2 of those weeks out of like the 4. So look at what holidays are coming up, and if you want to do that too, because it's kind of weird and awkward after resigning, but then like everyone knows because it travels down the hallways, and then you've got to be there for like 30 more days. Still worth resigning though. Do this for you. Oh well, the awkwardness, but if you're near a holiday, that's just a little tip that I wanted to share. That can count into your 30 days. Okay, so part 3. In this paragraph, I put thanks, like the reason for why I'm leaving, and then also my apology for the inconvenience. So 3 parts in this one. It was super short and sweet, to the point though. This is what mine said. I have thoroughly enjoyed my 3.5 years at school and wish you, the vice principal, and the staff and the students nothing but the very best. Keeping it really positive and really light here, showing how much care I do have for them, because I do. This has been, so that was my thanks, my thank you. Here is my reasoning part. This has been a tough decision for me to make. However, my health and the health of my family is very important to me. The inconvenience part, the apology, I apologize for leaving the school year as it is still underway. I realize this is inconvenient for you, but this is the right decision for me right now. Keeping this very personal about me, and it's a clear decision. It's not I think, I believe, it's this is what I need to do. So it's an open and shut door there. And it holds a lot of respect for yourself when you write it in this way rather than saying I think or I believe. That's usually my tendency to be like, well, I think this is what's best for me, or I think I believe this is, but I knew if I was making this decision, it had to be really clear. And then the fourth part of my resignation letter, this one was my longest paragraph, and that's probably because it had the deeper appreciation part. So we teachers know that you kind of like try to do a positive sandwich where it's a positive, then something to work on, and then another positive. This was my way to bring back more positivity to close out this letter and feelings of like, I wanted them to know that I had a lot of care for them, and I was being as thoughtful as I could when making this decision, while making it a very clear one for me, that I wasn't doing this trying to hurt them or put them at a disadvantage. So that was my purpose for ending with a deeper appreciation and telling them how much I've grown through this experience, telling them how impactful that it has been on my personal being, but also my professional life. So let me read that part to you. I put my experiences with the students, their families, you, and the staff has allowed me to grow in both personal and professional ways that is irreplaceable. The students at school hold a very special place in my heart. I have enjoyed every moment of being a part of their learning journeys, and I will miss them deeply, which is so true, so true. So everything in this letter is very authentic and real, just true to me and the message that I wanted to give to my administrators. The next part of this is the forever remembrance that it will never leave my heart. It will always be a part of who I am. So I just read that part to you, but also, oh, the impact part. I said that already too. Let me finish this out. I put additionally, so now I'm giving them a compliment for it wouldn't have been possible without them. So additionally, your leadership with Vice Principal has transformed our school, and I couldn't have asked to work for anyone better. That is so true in my case. Your kindness, optimism, and expertise, those were 3 adjectives that I really reflected on. Like, what are 3 words that I can truly feel from the depths of my being describes these people who were leaders for me in my life, and has been a true blessing to me. I will always remember my experiences, relationships, and all the skills I have developed at school. So I kind of touched again on the forever remembrance part. So part 5 is really simple and to the point. It's just offering help to them to find a replacement for your position, and that you'd be willing to invite them into the classroom and to show them around, show them what you use on the computer to do your lesson plans, where the curriculum books are, and so on and so forth. So mine says, please let me know if there's anything that I can do to assist you in finding my replacement and making this transition smoother. And then sincerely yours, so a formal, not heading, but end piece. Don't know what that's called. Sincerely yours. Ooh, I know what that's called, but it's not coming to me right now. But sincerely yours, for the 3rd time, Shay T, then my last name. Basically, my goal of this resignation letter was to tell them what I was doing, telling them how much I appreciated them and how much I love them, my students and the staff, and that I have grown through this experience, and that I would love to help find somebody to help with the inconvenience. In this way, I truly think that it's the best way that I gathered from online, from different pieces, how to not burn any bridges. And in this case, I can tell you for certain that it did not burn any bridges. My principal, after seeing this letter and talking to me about it and through it, asked me if instead of doing just a quit like resignation, if I would do a leave of absence and have an open contract, just so that he could hire me back again next year in any position if he, or even if I wanted to return. Which, I mean, oh my gosh, when I was so scared and so worried about this part and handing it into him, because I just have mad respect for this man, I just had no idea that that would be the outcome, and that was just the best outcome I could have asked for. It really felt like he cared about me, and also on the personal end, other than feeling all of that warm fuzzies, it really made my husband and I feel like we had even a safety net to return, and this just gave me the time to mentally free myself to make a decision whether or not I wanted to do something totally different in a whole different career field. So that's that. Thank you so very much for clicking on my video again. I wanted to just remind you one more time that this moment is for you, that you don't need permission from anyone else because this is your life and not theirs. And if you're here on this video, you already know what the choice is for you. I used to question whether or not I really wanted to quit or not, but if you're already looking up this kind of a video, your body is already crying out to you that this is what's going to give you that feeling of freedom and liberation. And I know you can do it. I'm so proud of you for being brave and courageous. And please come back to this video and leave me a comment after you've written your resignation letter, after you've courageously handed this to your administrator, after you are done with this position and you are happy living your life the way you want to live it again, full of opportunity. I just want to follow up with you, and I would love to hear that feedback. I care a whole lot about all of you who's been in the same position that I was in, because I just felt so alone, and I don't want you to feel alone. So I hope this video was really helpful, and I hope that it's useful. I hope it's giving you encouragement, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.